Welcome to Fearless Music. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Allison.
Tonight we have performances from 5 great bands.
Amber Pacific.
The Sleeping.
Menya.
Real Big Fish.
And the Airborne Toxic Event.
Amber Pacific is Allison Vecchione's favorite band in the world. Well, one of her favorite bands.
One of many.
Here they are performing their song.
An anthem for the young at heart.
Say hello to Greg the bunny.
So how long have you been playing together?
Oh boy.
About 7 years. 6, 7 years.
So you met in like grade school or something?
Will and I met in high school in English class, sophomore year. He didn't like me.
And has that continued, the rivalry between the two of you?
No. Well,
now you got
a little. He likes to pick on me. And then I put an end to it real quick.
Nice.
Will and I have been in it the longest. Dango's second longest. Well,
Okay.
Will's been in it the whole time.
If you were doing it by seniority, then you guys would be the alpha dogs.
Yeah, Will would be on the top of the pyramid.
When somebody makes a decision in the band, who is that person?
We have a voting
It's
system.
usually a voting system.
Yeah.
A 5-part democratic voting system.
Yes.
So 2 vote on one way, 2 vote on another way, and then there's somebody who's the tiebreaker.
The swing vote.
Who's the swing vote?
Yeah.
It's usually 2 or 3 people say, I don't care.
Hey, Jamie, why are you sleeping?
I'm one of the Sleeping, but I'm not in the band The Sleeping.
But the band The Sleeping is coming up next with their song, Bomb the World.
Try to live
Yeah, if you're really smart and you have a high IQ, you can be in Menya. Or is that Menza? Oh, anyway, the next band is Menya. Here they are performing their song,
Sleepover.
I don't wanna meet another one-way street, cause it's making my heart stop and it's making my heart beat. Caught up in the seat and I don't wanna be the one around to start my losing streak. This time she's sleeping in all day. Past the afternoon and get the paint some way. A false morning after to a single female. Caught up in a whirlwind, bracing for a tidal wave. I could light a candle but I'm not that religious. Maybe just suspicious, living amongst the vicious. Even when my vision turns blurry, I have to face the scurriest truth. I can't stay no way, I'm in a hurry. Have it your way, you know I'll stay. You know I'll sleep over. Have it your way, you know I'll stay. You know I'll sleep over. Tonight I find myself nervous as I slip into your bed. We could put a movie on or I could put ideas in. When I think we're gonna jive, we lead each other on. Lie awake and wonder why it's taking so long. The song is sung, the story told. You know I tried to keep it business, but it wouldn't hurt to focus. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I'm looking at the clock and it's getting close to 5. Just wanna touch and try and feel every inch. Too much is never enough when things first begin. One thing's for sure, while you're keeping me at bay, I wanna put the moves on you in the worst kind of way. Have it your way, you know I'll stay. You know I'll sleep over. Have it your way, you know I'll stay. You know I'll sleep over. I'm in a hurry. Yeah, I'm in a hurry. 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 Come on. Have it your way, you know I'll stay. You know I'll sleep over. Have it your way, you know I'll stay. You know I'll sleep over. Have it your way, you know I'll stay. You know I'll sleep over. Have it your way, you know I'll stay. You know I'll sleep over.
Well, that was Menya, and here I am with Menya. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
The name implies so much. I think it's Enya's naughty bastard stepchildren.
Yeah.
More or
Menya.
less.
Yeah.
We're the bastard.
But it's kind of like
stepchildren.
Mensa, too, so you're really smart as well.
Right. I heard it also means
Yeah, it's really
to
nice.
hit, strike, or poke, and it also means to toast to
It means
yourself.
mine.
in
There's
Russian.
some language.
There's also a chain of noodle restaurants. I've been following that
I
on
saw
Twitter.
that, too.
Which
I
is
saw
crazy
that, too.
'cause we love it.
What language does this Menya mean to
Menya
to
in Russian
poke
is mine.
I know it's some
Provoking.
language, an African language. I'm not sure.
Maybe a
I
viewer
don't want to
will
say the
email
wrong
us.
We just
thing.
want to sound
Who
smart.
came up with this great name?
Me.
Raise your hands if you're sure.
I did. I
Came
just
to you in a dream?
actually no.
Acid trip.
Oh, acid trip
trip?
for her. But really, for me, it was just it kind of rolled off the tongue nicely, and I was thinking about electronic music and Enya, and trying to put a fun spin off of that. And Richard's a dude, so I was like, "There's a man
noticed.
right there. Why not Menya? It sounds
Flesh
I'm
and
nice."
the
blood.
dude.
There
I'm
he
the
is. He's the
token
dude.
guy.
He's the dude.
So,
Hey Jamie, do you know my friend Earl?
Who's Earl?
He's right here.
Earl, he's your imaginary friend?
He is my imaginary friend. He really likes the band Real Big Fish.
Our next band is Real Big Fish with my imaginary friend Earl.
I couldn't do it, so I asked for a helping hand to get me through it. But I guess it wasn't in your plan, or maybe you were just too busy to make time for me. I always put you first, expecting me to figure out things, but they all kept getting worse. And I think about the way you let me down. I wonder if I'm supposed to count on you. I can't do it, Lord. My imaginary friend didn't come through in the end, so now I have to find a real one. Didn't answer when I called. Well, I guess it's just because he was never there at all.
worst job I ever had before I joined this band. I was actually working for the band, screen printing their T-shirts and making their buttons day in and day out. Real big fish button, another one. So
Working your way up the corporate ladder, I see.
yeah, and it worked too. You know, I worked my way into their hearts.
Into drummer.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it's the worst job I ever had.
You might work your way up to sitar player.
I can only hope.
This next band's name is definitely post 9/11. The Airborne Toxic Event. Doesn't sound like a very pleasing thing, but in fact they are extremely pleasing to listen to.
Here they are with their song, Wishing Well.
Standing on a bus stop, feeling your head pop out in the night, on the kind of night where you want to be out on the street, crawling up the walls like a cat in heat, and the air is thin and it blows through your skin, and you feel like something is about to begin, but you don't know what and you don't know when, so you stare at your hair and you scratch at your skin. You wanna run away, just get on the next train and leave today, and it doesn't matter where you spend the night, you just might end up somewhere in a fight, or caught in your room on a concrete shelf, fighting all alone with yourself, and you just wanna feel like some coin that's been tossed in a wishing well, wishing well, wishing well, wishing well, where you tossed in the air and you fell through the dark blue waters where you cast your spell, like you were just a wish that could turn out. And so you stand on the corner where the angels sit. You think to yourself, this is it, this is it, this is all that I have. All I can stand is the air in my lungs, the coin in my hand that you toss in the air. And I fell all the way to the bottom of the well, like those soft little secrets that you tell yourself when you think no one's listening too well. And then the walls spin and your paper thin, from the hate to the smoke and the mescaline, the threat of your brow under unmade sheets in your ear, with the noise from these darkened streets. We ran far and wide, you screamed, you cried, you thought suicide was an alibi, but you were always a mess, you were always a loop. Yeah, it's awful, I guess, it's the awful truth. There was truth from the first to the last word she ever read. And she emerged from the dark like this ghost in my head. She said, I'll never forget one single word that you said. I just stare at the clocks, I cry in my sleep, I tear up the letters, I burn them in heaps, I gather the ashes and I hold them the ground and we fell.
All right, that was Airborne Toxic Event. How you guys doing?
Good. Very well,
We're
thank
great.
you. How are
Tell
you?
us where you're from.
We're from East LA.
How long have you been playing together?
We've been together. How long have we been playing? 4 years? About 4 years now, yeah.
It seems like your name is a post 9/11 name. Is that true?
It's a postmodernist name, so I think that puts us around 1968. Is that about right? Yeah. So,
And do you ever refer to yourselves as the anagram ATE8?
some fans do. We prefer just Airborne or Los Tóxicos.
Los Tóxicos.
Yeah, that's actually our favorite. We have T-shirts that some fans made that say Los Tóxicos.
Hey, that's the show.
Be sure and go to fearlessmusic.com to see more performances from other great bands.
And tune in next week to see these great bands.
Oh No, Not Stereo,
Black Kids,
Swayze,
Steel Train,
and Gabriel the Marine.
See you next week, kids.
Bye.
Fell in love in the backseat of your car. The road was shorter than it looked, like 10 years and 2 more. And I held the girl closer than was safe. Take what you want from me. I'm not afraid to turn around to see you by my side. And I felt pretty when they turned out the light. I didn't know just what was going on when all my guts were telling me to run. I slip around when I should have been there with you. After all that we lost, I swear I'll never let go. And you and I both are nothing but thieves. We take what we want when we need. Had a chance for a better life. All that I've known is to run, run, run from the devil in disguise. Like a bullet, bullet, bullet into the night. We're the last generation of hope, and I wouldn't mind it. Together we died alone.
Welcome to another performance of Fearless Music, the episode of music performed live in the studio.